What's going on, guys? It's Cimo. We're here at YCS Portland with the Day 2 Bubble People's Champ. Well, one of the People's Champs, actually. What is your name?
My name is Travis Bain. I made Day 2 with Block Dragon Burning Abyss.
Okay,
this is my first YCS.
Why on earth did you play Block Dragon Burning Abyss for this event?
So I was playing Trickstar last format, and then
my
deck died for no reason. I mean, you know the reason.
We died for Orcus Sins.
For Orcus Sins, exactly. Yeah. And then so I went back to my old deck, which is because I've been waiting for an excuse to play Burning Abyss, because Thomas Rose is basically my hero. So shout outs to that guy. But I was like, okay, now's if I'm ever gonna play Burning Abyss, now's the time. So I started practicing it like a week or two ago, and yeah, it went really well.
All right, well, let's go ahead and see what you got.
All right, first best Burning Abyss card, tour guide. You already know, search it off with Skarm. One of the nice things about it is that if it gets Ash, it's not the biggest deal in the world as long as you have a level 3 extender, because you're just getting the Cherubini and then you can still have all the ways to get to your other Burning Abyss monsters. So it's really good. Got Graph, Seer, Libic. This is like the core of the Burning Abyss monsters. The other ones are all just utility. You already know what they do. And then we have the other BA monsters, utility. So Farfa, Calcab, Skarm, Alec, Barbar. These all pretty much came up. All of them came up this weekend, which is really good. Calcab is nice because you can like send back the sets from the multi-roll and it banishes them, which is really good. Barbar for time, ridiculous.
How many times did you do it?
Maybe twice. The coolest thing is that you can you chain block with the Barbar as long as you like link it away with something else that has effect, like a Phoenix or whatever. So yeah, it was really silly. It is what it is. You're like, you know, the deck's not the best thing ever, so you gotta use everything, right? And then this was my choice to play the other three.
Yeah, you don't see these very often.
Yeah, so I'm basically playing these in place of danger monsters. I think dangers have a higher ceiling basically because you're fueling your graveyard as you get your special summons. The good thing about these is that they increase the likelihood of when you have your other utility monsters in hand, they turn into starter cards, because you have a higher likelihood of opening 2 Burning Abyss monsters, so then you get to your Cherubini and then you get to do all your stuff without your normal summon. So that's really good. Oh, the other thing I would mention is that when you start with 2 Burning Abyss monsters instead of dangers, you don't have to worry about discarding your normal summon. And so it's a little bit more consistent that way, it reduces the variance, I would say. 2 Rhino Warrior. I am playing Hydralander, so just cutting down on the overlap is good. You only need 2. You're sending it off of, you're either summoning with Tour Guide or you're summoning it off of the Cherubini. And then I have some level 3 extenders. Trackers, I don't have a wielder, I'll play 1 and 1. Actually, after this weekend, I might bump these up because these are just really, really good. Earth monsters, all Earths. This is probably the best normal summoning deck, Mathematician. Usually sending, I'll just put this out of the way. Stuff you're sending, these 3 cards. So Edgem Sabers is probably the best target. Level 3 makes your Dantes, makes your Cherubinis. Sea Archiver is really, really good because if you make your Cherubini and you can send Sea Archiver, if you normal summon Tour Guide or Mathematician, you can actually chain block with the Sea Archiver summon, which lets your Tour Guide go through every time, which is like super good.
That's nice.
Yeah, and then Giant Rex is basically I'm playing the Earth Rock package or whatever. If you have one of the Gigantes or whatever, then you can banish this and it becomes a free rank 4 basically. The Giant Rex is definitely like, usually sending these 2 off of Mathematician, but if you mill them, then they're all really good cards. 2 Gallus, it's like the best card in the deck unless you mill Second's Light, which did happen. I would run 3, 100%, but I actually don't have 3, so. Yeah, super good, does everything, fuels your graveyard. 3 Block Dragon. Ideally you want to be milling this off of Dante, but if not, you want to open it. This is also something that you send often off of Beatrice. This gets all of your plays going, all of your like best combos come off of your Block Dragon. And then for the targets, I'm searching with Block Dragon. I have 2 Rock Spirits. These are just banish 1, summon. Level 4, so you can make a Abyss Dweller. Gigantes, same thing. This one has the added effect if it gets destroyed by battle, it destroys all the spells on the field. So you can crash this into like a pendulum board and it just blows up the whole field.
Yeah, it's funny.
And then it goes to grave and then you get to use it for another summon, so it's really cool. And then this one I added 2 days ago because of the UDS top that was wearing this card, and I was like, wait, how are you using this card? So for those that don't know, this like prevents both players from special summoning, and a lot of times if you have enough extenders, you can end on a pretty much unbreakable board, and in that case you'll be searching like one Gigantes and one of the Fossil Dyna, and I'll show you the board later. But even if you can't make the full board, a lot of cases it's good against decks that can't be Abyss Dweller. You just summon the Fossil Dyna instead as your like last summon off of Saryuja, and then they have to spend their battle phase killing it. So then it lets you at least survive for another turn. And then 3 Orbital Hydralander. This card's insane whenever you open it, and I am playing Saryuja, so hopefully you just draw it off of just your Saryuja draw 4. Something super cool about it is that there's a lot of cases in this deck where your monsters can't be destroyed by card effects. So if you have Block Dragon on the field, or if Cherubini is pointing to a monster, you can actually just use this at mill 3 and try to pop your monster. Your monster doesn't get destroyed, but you just feel your grave further if you need extra earths in grave for rather. Okay, I'm playing 1 Ash, 1 Ogre. I did draw these, they're really good. These should be ghost spells. I don't have ghost spells, but the earth is, you know, good. If you're in a really crappy situation, you just normal summon these and then your level 3s, right? One monster I really should be playing is the Mecha Phantom Beast O-Lion, because it's like a free level 3 token. You send it off Mathematician, it becomes a 1-card Cherubini, but I just don't have the card, so definitely run that. And 3 Seconds Light, amazing. I didn't run into mine once, thank God. Card's just super good. Alright, extra deck. 1 Cherubini, it does everything. Starts all your plays, yeah. Something super cool is that people were ogering this a lot today, or this weekend, because there's not a whole lot of targets to ogre, especially because stuff that's pointing to can't be destroyed by card effects. So your Dante is safe, whatever is safe. So what you do is as soon as you make Cherubini, you summon 1 BA from your hand, and then if they ogre this, you get to destroy the BA instead, because you can destroy any other card. So it acts as like a pseudo Called by the Grave to protect your Cherubini. So it turns like any BA monster into like a Called by the Grave for ogre, which is super cool. You're usually sending Rhino Warrior or Sabers off of that. 1 Dante. The second one never comes up unless you open really poorly and then you don't get like your Seer Dante loop going. And then in that case you are missing it, but you know, it is what it is. Best card still. Sorry for the comment. Levianeer, or not Levianeer, Levier rather. This a lot of times this deck will run out of steam. Like it has a Seer Dante loop, but it works really slowly. So what you want to do is on like turns 2 and 3, you Levier, bring back your Phoenix Rhino Warrior, and then you can continue your combos from there. If you banish your Fossil Dyna off of the Block Dragon or any other rocks, you can bring it back with this at the end of your combo.
That's gross.
Yeah, it's really cool. I'll talk more about the combo later. Abyss Dweller, you're making it with your level 4s you search off of Block Dragon, broken. Beatrice, you're usually, yeah, it's your ending boards basically start with Avermax Beatrice, and then you kind of go from there. Beatrice still really good. Usually you're sending Farfa to banish, and in this meta I feel like banishing Farfa is actually kind of hard for a lot of decks to deal with, because like usually if stuff gets destroyed they're getting other effects or something, but if you like banish your Galatea, a lot of decks are like, okay, what am I gonna do, right? So yeah, super good. If they don't have anything you need to interrupt, you just send Block Dragon and you just kill them next turn, super easy. Purple Dante, summon him 1 time. I just had space on my extra deck, so he's really, really good. Phoenix, super good. Standard. Cerberus. Usually you're using this as one of your Link 2s to climb into Avermax, and it's an Earth monster, so it lets you, you know, continue your Link climbing. I played 1 Underclock Taker just because Burning Abyss always plays Underclock Taker, but I kind of regret. Like, I feel like I should be playing 2 Cerberus because I'm just linking into these 2 and then turning them into Avermax pretty much every time. So a lot of times I'm short 1 Earth, so you would want to use 2 Earth monsters if possible. Decode. This was okay. This is basically if your plays get stopped, you end on like a Decode Beatrice, so like you get the Beatrice effect, and then you can, if they target you for whatever, you can just destroy the Beatrice instead and negate. So it's just basically for my gimped boards. Trisbana, I summoned against Sky Striker, or against Pendulum, that was amazing. You just summon BA monsters into the zone, super easy. I'll do the other ones first. So Warlord, Boral Sword, This deck plays a lot of Link 4s, and the reason is because on turn 2, basically, you're usually using Seer to revive your the Cherubini, and it's a Link 2, and then you get the Cherubini effect to send one, and then you get a free Link 2, so like you get the like a lot of times I'll be ending on Boral Sword, Borreload on like turn 2, and it's just disgusting. Boral Sword, thank you Nathan for letting me borrow this. I do not own a Boral Sword yet, and you know, just easy OTKs, best card. Saryuja, you go into Saryuja a lot, draw 4. One of the best parts is that with Dante, you're adding back BA monsters not once per turn. So you fill your hand with like random BA monsters and then you put them back with Saryuja. Lets you put your Farfa back so you can use it later, and you can, it just lets you basically draw cards for free. Super good. And then you use the other effect to summon the Fossil Dyna. And Aeromax, this is usually my ending card. The ending board usually looks like one of these two up top, and then Beatrice, and then either Dweller if you open with Block Dragon, or the level 4s, or Hydrolander. And then when you open really well, show this real quick. Sorry, I should have kept these cards out. You get this stupid board, which I summoned this twice and they were both instant scoops. Like my opponent tried to make like 2 or 3 plays and they're like, wait a minute, there's nothing you can do. You can't summon monsters, you can only attack Avermax. Your rock monsters can't be destroyed by effects, and they can only be destroyed by battle. So it's like, what are you gonna do, right? So if they play a couple cards and you're like, oh okay, I can't battle phase, and they're like, oh, it can't be destroyed by rocks, right?
That's hilarious.
Yeah, it's so funny whenever it comes up. I think it comes up a lot more if you play danger monsters. The problem is that once your Cherubini leaves the field, your BA monsters don't have protection anymore. So the downside of playing BAs is that they're useless after you get rid of Cherubini. So you draw them off Saryuja and you're like, well, I guess I'm playing these back or whatever. So danger monsters would help extend a lot more to get that going. Okay. 2 Panker Shops, side deck. These are Earths actually, super good. I played 3 Kaijus. I kind of wish I played more. I really hate Striker, I hate Ray. So I tried to go second against Striker, but I didn't really open these, so it was a pain. Twisters. I usually side them in for Sekkas whenever I need them. And then red reboots, I never use these ones. And then 2 Lancia, I drew them when I needed it. Mostly just for Orcus matchup, it's great. And the last card, Vandy's Fiend. I never drew it, but in theory, you know, just summon 1 BA, tribute, Vandy's Fiend, and then it's like a free win against pretty much every combo deck, so.
Perfect, well thanks so much, man. Any shout outs real quick?
Shout outs to my girlfriend for letting me not hang out with her for a weekend and come through here. My homie Charlie, he drove me here, he got us a hotel, he pretty much covered like everything, so like I was thinking about not even coming, but he made it so easy to come that I just like, last minute I was like, okay, let's go. And shout outs to the UW Seattle Yu-Gi-Oh club. They're like usually the people I play with, they're all super cool, so yeah, that's pretty much it.
Thanks so much, man, appreciate it.
Thank you.